surgical, physical when I'm lyrical. So bat it down with medical, something critical. It's gonna take a miracle. Bright lights with the spiritual, written down like biblical. I finally reached the pinnacle. Welcome to the house, the one they talking about. Word of mouth, the Boxing Playhouse, without a doubt. All the latest and greatest boxing news, that's what it's all about.
Hola mi gente, esta semana en Boxing Playhouse, Latin America, vamos a tener muchas cosas que hablar. Vamos a tener el original de Nueva York, el BRONX BOMBER, Alexander Ramos. Vamos a tener a mi socio, Angel Hidalgo, Spanish Ray, acompañándole a Alex Ramos, va a ser Jackie Richards. This week we're going to do the show in English. We have some special guests. We have my co-host, Spanish Ray, and Angel Hidalgo. And we also have none other than the OG original Bronx Bomber, Alexander Ramos. Alex Ramos from New York City by way of, he's living in California now with his partner in crime, his backer in the foundation of Retire Foundation, Jackie Richardson. Welcome to the show.
God
Nice
bless you. Good to be here, and it's wonderful seeing all you guys, man. I'm elated. Right. I'm happy.
All right, before we get going, there's a couple things I want to touch base on. We had an unfortunate couple of passings near and dear to both of us. We had the Colonel, the one and only Colonel. I mean, you know him, Bob Sheridan. He announced some of my shows. You know about him. I want you to touch about him because I know he was a really close friend of yours.
Yes,
and we also had Brooks Robinson, who passed away as well, and a great guy, baseball guy, boxing guy, just a true legend. Bob Sheridan, for me in particular, he was I got to hang around with him a little bit. He encouraged me to get into color commentating and get into analyzing boxing and things of that nature. And he also called some of my fights. Mr. Ramos, before we dive into what you got going on in life and what you did in boxing and what you got going on with the foundation, I know that Bob, Mr. Sheridan, the Colonel, was someone that you knew that was very near and dear to you. Am I correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know, I was very close with the Colonel, and the Colonel helped me a lot. And, you know, he helped Jackie with the foundation. I mean, he did a lot of work for us. What a great man, you know, and I'm sorry to hear that Colonel passed away. I didn't know that. I'm shocked. You know, what a good man, you know, but, you know, this, like I say, when it's your time, man. And I pray to God, you know, every day, man, you know, that he takes me when he needs me, you know, but, man, I didn't even know that about Bob Sheridan. I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, it just happened this morning. It just happened today.
Oh,
I'm kind of like astute when it comes to certain news, boxing, and things of that nature. And when I saw Bob's name, I knew him. He was very influential in my life. And from what I gathered from you and Jackie, he was very intricate in your guys' lives.
Oh, man, he was close. He used to have us ringside at fights.
You commentated fights with him.
I commentated fights with him. He would let me do anything. That man was so good, and he was good to the Retired Boxers Foundation. Unbelievable, man. And I thank God, and I'm so sad, and it kind of hurts, man, because that's a guy that knows his business of boxing.
Yeah, you know, if there's any place that I'm a man of belief, and I believe in God, if there's a heaven, he's definitely there. And
yeah, man,
he's an unbelievable human being, and he's going to be dearly missed. But, you know, at the end of the day, he's with G.O.D., and you can never go wrong with that, right?
Yeah, you got it, man. And he's listening to us right now.
He was a really good guy, but he had a little rascally side, too.
Yeah.
You know,
he was fun, though.
Yeah, he used to always crack these jokes. He always had me laughing.
Yeah, that's how he was.
Yeah, he was awesome. Anyway, you know, may he rest in peace, give his family some peace. God bless him and his family. And I don't know if you guys, Ray or anybody, knew who he was, but this guy was an absolutely encyclopedia of boxing.
Yeah, that's why Don King hired him.
Yeah.
Don King hired him for that reason.
Yeah,
You know,
and that's
this-
exactly.
Yeah.
I fought on Don King's fights, and he was always the color commentator on it. You know.
Oh man, and he's good.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a real announcer.
Yeah. Well, you know, unfortunately, that's the way of life, and things happen that way. We had a great loss today between Bob Sheridan and Mr. Robinson, Brooks Robinson. I mean, you know, God bless them both, and may they rest in peace. Let's branch over to something else. This weekend we have the fight that I'm looking so forward to watching. Canelo versus Charlo, and I want to go down the panel here with my associates Angel Hidalgo, Ray Sosa, and then we'll chime in with the champ, the USBA champ, 4-time Golden Gloves champ, Alex Ramos. Hey guys, have you, Angel, have you thought about the Canelo Charlo fight, and what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait for that fight. I'm counting the days. What is it? September 30th.
Yes.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great fight, action fight. They're both action fighters. Charlo always brings it. Canelo is Canelo, you know. A lot of people have it like that. Canelo's, you know, everybody's Canelo. And if I was a betting man, I would pick Canelo. But let me say this: Charlo is a tough fighter. He can take him
no joke.
As well as he gives him. He's been in some fights that he was down and out, and everybody thought he was gonna. And he comes back and he knocks the guy out, which is wow. Because in the beginning of his career, he wasn't knocking everybody. Now lately, he's been just knocking people out. So he has that puncher's chance. He is crafty. I saw Mayweather was teaching him some tricks, some trick punches, like a hybrid hook uppercut, which catches a lot of guys off guard because you don't see where it's coming from, you know, and it catches you off guard, which is a devastating punch. And so it's going to be an interesting fight. If he could apply those new tricks and stuff, who knows? Maybe he could catch Canelo sleeping. You know,
right.
It's going to be fun. I'm definitely tuning in though for that one.
Yeah.
Ray, what do you think? You want to chime in on this, Ray?
Yeah, but first I want to say what's up to my Bronx brother, Puchito.
Oh man, yeah. You know me, brother. Oh man, I love you. That's the name my mother used to give. That's my mother.
Come on, man. You kidding
Oh,
me?
you're the best. In order for you
Salute,
to know,
Papo.
God bless
Salute.
you, man.
Hi, Jackie.
Yeah, I love you, man. Puchito. I can't believe
Hey, first
my
I
mother
wanna
came in.
I wanna say thank God you made it through the surgery. Thank God you okay. Thank God you here with us. I love you, bro.
I love you too, man. Especially even more. Puchito, man, right here, man. Que
Yeah,
Dios
Camacho
te
used to
bendiga
call
a
him
tu
that.
familia.
Camacho
Wow.
is Puchito.
Wow, that was a trip, man.
My guy,
Puchito,
bro.
you know?
My guy, bro. Way back. Many years ago. Many years, man.
Oh, man. And we're getting old now. Wow, we're in our 50s and stuff. You know,
How old?
I'm going to be, I'm 60 something. I don't even know.
62.
62. And you know
Born
what?
January 17th.
Yep.
Same day as Muhammad Ali.
Yes, sir.
And he was Shelly Finkel's first fighter.
Yeah, we're gonna get
Amen.
into
That's
that.
right. You got that right.
We're going to get into that. Hold on. We got to hit the
Nothing about
brakes.
boxing.
We got to step back. We got to talk about the Canelo Charlo fight.
Okay,
Oh,
I'm sorry. All right.
right.
Back up. Rewind.
You got it.
So go ahead. What's your take? Who's going to win this fight Saturday?
Let me tell you,
Don't be too nice.
I can't be too nice. You know what?
Call it like you see it.
Canelo's a good boxer. I like him. I appreciate his style and his work and his dedication to the sport. But let me tell you, Charlo is no joke. You know, it's not fighting a tomato can like they say it in the sport of boxing. This guy's a good fighter. You got to watch it. You never know. Things change in the sport at times. And, you know, I wish them both the best of luck in the world. But, I wouldn't count, I wouldn't count nobody out. It's that close of a fight.
Well,
I don't know who's going to win.
We got some comments here. We got Sherman Henson.
Uh-oh,
Coach Sherman
watch
Henson from Tampa, Florida, from the Tampa area. He says, "What's up, fam?" He says it's not going 12, and he's got Canelo in 10.
Wow. You know what, man? You know.
Can I tell him who
Go ahead.
Freddie Roach has?
Go ahead.
Freddie Roach. He doesn't have Canelo. He said Charlo is a beast. He's meaner than hell, and he never stops. So, and he's got a height advantage. So that Freddie Roach is picking Charlo. And that sounds good to me.
Yeah.
What do you think about that, Ray?
You know, Freddie Roach knows what he's talking about, man. Freddie Roach is one of the guys that I've known since I was a teenager.
Yeah.
I first met Freddie Roach, man, years ago in
Let's go back to Charlo.
Connecticut.
Ray.
It's okay.
No, I just want to look at Alex, man. It's been so many years. God bless this guy, bro.
He still looks good, man. He looks ready to go.
Yeah, I still got it if I need it, but I don't need
book.
You know, yep. Boom,
hey,
boom.
When he fought the Golden Gloves, those were like pro fights. Those 3 rounds were like pro fights, man.
And you know what? And those, you know what? I still honor that. You know, I tied Howard Davis' record. You know, he won 4 Golden Gloves, and so did I. You know, that's, you know, in the history of the Golden Gloves, I had a lot of good fights in the Golden Gloves. And, you know, I thank God for being a 4-time New York Golden Glove champion. And that's why they put me in the New York Hall of Fame. And I thank God for that.
4-time Golden Gloves champion,
USBA champion,
Intercity champion.
And, oh, yeah, man, you got it.
You know,
Junior Olympics.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Everything. My records were incredible.
Didn't you go to the Olympic team?
They had the boycott. Jackie.
Jimmy Carter.
I would have been to the Olympics in 1980 if Jimmy Carter would have never gave us a boycott.
But the whole team that went down
yeah, and then there was a team that went down on the flight. You know, that a bunch of friends that from ours that I knew from the amateurs died on a plane.
On their way to Poland, right? When they were going to Poland, they died.
Yeah, they went to Poland. There you go.
And Alex wasn't on the plane because he had a fight with the body snatcher.
Yeah, with Mike McCallum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he beat him.
Yeah, and I beat him in the amateurs.
And the nationals.
Yeah, but that's why I didn't get to go on that trip. Or if not, you know, they used to always put me on the flights, on good fights, man. Yeah, amen. They would have put me on that plane and I would have been gone.
Yeah, wow. That's why we're here. I thank God that you didn't get on the plane. I'm here talking to you right now.
Hey, man. God bless you, man. What an honor, Danny.
Yeah, you know, look, man, I told you, listen, you know, I'm going to touch on this right now. Your first coaches were, I know who they were. Who were they?
Luis Camacho and Lenny De Jesus.
Lenny De Jesus and Luis Camacho. And coincidentally, Luis Camacho, a fellow for Hall of Fame, but we got inducted the same year. That was my coach. From my 4th pro fight all the way to like my 27th pro fight. You know, and I heard Alex's name every day of like my life when I was in Bronx, the boxing there, because Alex was the star there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you a funny story, guys. Angel, you want to hear a funny story?
Yeah.
Hey, Ray, so I, you know, I'm a New York City kid. I was training at Morris Park Boxing Club. I played baseball for a little farm team, and my cousin named me the Bronx Bomber, right? So I went from Morris Park Boxing Club. When I would turn pro, I turned pro with Kevin Rooney in my corner, but some things happened that I wound up working out with Camacho. So when I went to Camacho's gym, my name is the Bronx Bomber, and he says, "No, you're not." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Alex Ramos is the Bronx Bomber." And at that time, in particular, I didn't really know much. I didn't know who Alex Ramos was at the time. Forgive me, right? Yeah. And I go and I said, "Listen, call this Alex Ramos up. You know, I'm a street kid. I'm a New York kid. You know, call this Alex Ramos up and tell him we'll box for the name. You know, and whoever wins keeps the name." So he goes and says to me, he goes, no, man, the guy, Alex Ramos, is retired. He lives in California. I said, he's retired? He's in California? It's not his name anymore. It's my name now, you know?
Yeah, there you go.
That's it,
man.
Camacho was a great guy. He used to tell me stories. I used to go running with him down Throck's Neck.
Oh,
and,
man.
And the bridges and down the Parkway. And he used to run with us. He's one of those coaches that used to run with us.
Yeah, Camacho, I ran the whole state of New York because of Luis Camacho. Ain't no place I didn't run. There's not a place. I ran over the Triborough Bridge. I ran over the Brooklyn Bridge, FDR, you name it. Any bridge in New York. I've been over the Statue of Liberty. I mean, I've done everything.
You run on water.
I used to run all the time. That's what kept me in shape, though.
Yeah, and Camacho used to run with you every step of the way because he did it with me.
Man. He don't kid around, man. That man stays with you, man.
Now, I will tell you this. You had him in his younger days. So I had him in his older days, you know. I had him when he was in his 60s, you know what I mean? And whenever I used to get upset and we used to go running, I used to like pick up the pace a little bit and try to like burn him out because I get upset with him, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's the way it is, man. Wow, I mean, that guy was good. That guy was good.
And he's like, oh, you got to throw the Alex Ramos left hook. The left hook.
Man. Yeah, I used to, that, boom. Oh, man, I love
Still
it.
Got it. Still got
yeah,
it.
with the dead weight punch.
That way, man.
Yeah. Anyway, I used to hear your name and down at Bronx Chester Gym. They had Angel Alejandro, Joey Rios. They used to that was your picture. It was a black and white silhouetted picture up on the wall. And I used to see you every day. I only spoke to you one time about 30 years ago. And shame to say that I didn't really know you, but I knew everything about you because it was like, oh, Alex Ramos, and I didn't hate on it because I'm like, cool, you know, I mean, that's awesome, you know, and he's like, yeah, I used to go running with Alex over here, and I used to go running with Alex over there, and I used to go to his house, and he used to make me breakfast. Did he do that for you?
Yeah, man. Luis Camacho was something else, man.
Who else?
Luis and Lenny de Jesus. I gotta say that. I gotta thank that guy too, man, because Lenny de Jesus always helped. Let me tell you, when I turned pro, it was kind of, hard, I'm sure, because what Shelly Finkel did, he moved me over with Georgie Benton, who was a guy from Philadelphia, was a hell of a middleweight during his day and was a hell of a fighter, but that's who he moved me with. So I had to change a different style. I was doing things that were different.
But that's what happens when you sign with the new management company, top rank, and they're moving you up.
Yeah, I was Shelly Finkel's first fighter.
Yeah.
Shelly Finkel, I was.
I'm sorry. That's one thing I wanted to ask you. Like, how start from the beginning. How did you get into boxing? What made you start boxing?
You know what made me start boxing? I was 11 years old, and there was two guys that my father worked with. One guy named Adonis Torres, and the other guy's name was Cecilio Pedraja. And both of these guys used to go to a boxing gym after school, like about 4-ish, 5-ish, whatever. And we used to get down to the first gym I started to work out with was with Emil Griffith, 5-time world champion, that killed the guy, Benny Kid Paret, in the ring.
That's right.
The first death. But I started training there on West 28th Street, Gil Clancy, Emil Griffith, Tom the Bomber Theo, all those old timers, and that's where I started. And I learned from a guy named Haraman Sanet too, So, and then when I left and went to a place in the Bronx, which was called Bronx Chester Boxing Club, that's where Luis and Lenny de Jesus trained me, and I won 4 Golden Gloves in 77, 78, 79, 80.
3 different weight classes.
3 different weight classes.
Woo! Salute.
Yeah, man. You know what? I had a lot of fights, and I thank God, man. Thank you, man. You know what? I thank God for a lot of things that he showed me in the sport of boxing, and the people that he put in my life, and I commend people that, I started something that a lot of people, don't know about. It's about retired fighters. After your careers are over, they drop you like a hotcake, man. They don't care about you no more, and I said, I started this, and the people in the movie industry, a guy by the name of Ron Shelton, who did the movie White Man Can't Jump, Field of Dreams, Play It to the Bone, Tin Cup, gave the Retired Boxers Foundation $50,000, and then Hugh Hefner from the Playboy Mansion gave us $25,000. And you know what? We were helping fighters throughout the world.
That's
you know what, man? What better, man? That's real, man.
Yeah.
And
That's
I still
awesome.
to this day, that's why I still to today, I still have the Retired Boxers Foundation up, and we still help fighters if we can.
Yeah.
And there's
That's
also
awesome. Yeah,
I met her.
There's no union.
There's no
There's no
union.
union for boxing.
No,
There's
nothing.
union for baseball
California.
and all these unions. No union for boxers. So what you're
Nothing.
doing is amazing.
Nothing.
Yeah. California has a boxer's pension. We're the only state, as far as I know. But that started out rough and rocky, and their board of directors were not always the most
honest.
Yeah.
They're not honest.
Yeah.
That's what it is,
Yeah.
You got to have honesty
But
in this game.
I advocated for the fighters for that. I mean, I
Yes.
wrote letters to everybody.
Yeah.
And they just did another investigative report, 4 pages of the Los Angeles Times on the pension, where it has come since then and what they're trying to do now. So we have hooked up a lot of fighters with the pensions that they earn boxing in California.
Oh yeah.
We're not going to leave anybody out of this.
No, that's the way it is, and I thank God for that.
Real quick,
that's what got us back there, man. And your Retired Boxers Foundation,
Undisputed
Yes,
champion.
sir.
undisputed champion for dignity.
right?
Yeah, my man. Yeah,
Listen,
yeah.
I
God
was
bless.
talking to you. I was talking to Ray a little bit about this. That I'm very passionate about this because, like yourself and like many fighters, I myself have gone through a few things, and I don't want to make it about me. But the reality is, when the proverbial, as they say, shit hits the fan, I was looking around and I was by myself, and I had no one to reach out to, and I was very fortunate to have a good family foundation to steer me in the right direction. But I think that what you're doing with this Retired Boxing Foundation needs to be in the forefront of what's going on. I'm very passionate about it, and I think that I don't know what the legalities of it. What do we need to do to get these things going? Is there a membership? If there isn't a membership, they probably should be a membership. Maybe a $50 deal or a $100 deal or something.
Whatever. So that we'll take $10, man.
Because you know what it is that I know a lot of these foundations sometimes depend on sponsors and things like that.
Yeah.
But if we had something as simple as a yearly membership or something to that we send out newsletters and people get involved, where fighters may need lawyers, or my fighters may need some medical expenses, or fighters may need a psychiatrist or things of that nature. I think that a foundation like yours could be really it would benefit a lot of fighters to do those things. If I can ask you, Jackie, for instance, is there like a membership? Is there some type of online deal we can register for or something like that?
You know what? I will tell you. I'll give you a brief history of the Retired Boxers Foundation. That first $50,000 we got was $10,000 a year for 5 years from Ron Shelton. He did White Man Can't Jump, Play It to the Bone. Yeah, he didn't do Field of Dreams, but that's the only one.
Okay.
But anyway, we used that money because originally I was paying for all the phone bills. It was before we had, iPhones and unlimited minutes and whatever. And so it was pretty pricey. So that pretty much covered what we needed to do to raise ourselves up and to get our name out there. But the biggest thing that we both learned is it's not about the money. If it's about the money, I can pick him out. And I'll tell you, Mitch Blood Green, he called me up one night, 3:00 in the morning. He said, Jackie, I'm starving. I haven't had nothing to eat for 5 days. So I call a connection we had in New Jersey. They got 5 bags of groceries. They took it all. All the guys took it over and delivered it to him. He came out and he went, "What the F?" And he kicked the bags right off his porch. He said, "I didn't want no groceries. I wanted the freaking money." So there you go. He had a little drug problem. So we know who those guys are. And we offer assistance to them. I've helped a lot of fighters sign up for supplemental security income. So they have a monthly income and they have, they can move into, subsidized housing. Alex lived in an apartment for 14 years. And, so we did those kinds of things. And I'm proud to tell you that we covered a lot of funerals over the last couple of years. We raised $11,000 for Johnny Bumpus in less than 24 hours.
Wow.
All the people we know in boxing. And actually, it's the New Jersey Boxing Hall of Fame that was absolutely the best. And then we also did Rocky Lockridge.
Yeah. Remember Rocky Lockridge?
Hey, you fought Rocky, no?
Of course.
Rocky Lockridge was
He's one of tomorrow's champions.
No, he was not one of tomorrow's champions. He was 126.
That's right.
Juan Laporte. Knocked him out.
Yeah, Juan Laporte knocked him out. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Juan Laporte, puertorriqueño como yo.
Salute to Juanito.
Yeah. Yeah. Que Dios
So you were saying,
todo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were saying about how you helped out Rocky Lockridge and a few other fighters.
Yeah, with funeral expenses. And, here's the thing. In boxing, even your blood relatives, if they think you got a little money, they're going to try to, like they wanted funerals that were, $20,000. It's like, Rocky and Johnny Bumpus were both homeless in the end. They had nothing. So we did beautiful funerals, for them. They had the 10 count there for them to honor their boxing careers and all of that. And the family wants, a little bit more and a little bit more, or, what happened to all of his memorabilia. So that it's just a fine line between doing what we need to do to protect the dignity of these fighters. I don't care how bad off they are at the end of their careers. They were something during their boxing careers. They entertained a lot of fans and they suffered. Every boxer has a little thing here and there, and some of them have pretty grandiose,
problems. A lot of
at
them
the end of the day.
At the end of the day, man.
But
there's a lot of things to think about. You're right.
But it was the most wonderful experience I have had. Now we don't advertise. I'm 72 and I just retired from the Ventura County District Attorney in 2018. I worked coordinated sex crimes investigations and all of that stuff. So now the fighters get my phone number. They call me or they call Alex, and we do whatever we can to help them. Amen. We never say no.
Never.
But there was one fighter that wanted us. He went through a drug alcohol program, and he was living in community living, sober living facility, and the social worker there had found an apartment for him, and he wanted me to send the deposit to him. It was $10,000. Wow. And I said, no, I can't do that because the person that called me was a social worker that got you hooked up with a really nice little apartment. So the rule is I got to give it to the landlord so that you can move into that place next week. Mm-hmm. And he didn't like that. But you know what? If somebody has had a lifelong drug or alcohol problem, it's not the best thing. You're hurting them if you give them the money because it won't be long. So, he got over it and he moved into that place and, he had his own place for a while. So, but they,
you kept a roof over his head. You kept a roof over his head.
Yeah.
And like I always say, Alex is the good looks and the charm, and he knows everybody in boxing. But then he and I work together, and I usually do the mint work, right?
Yeah, you're damn right.
to draw on the resources.
Yeah, because there's a lot of things.
You guys, Instead of California, right? California.
Oh man, out of California, man. Let me tell you, it's like I met Jackie at a boxing gym of a guy that said he was a boxer who lied.
Yeah, he said he was 27-0. He was,
And
0,
said he was
1-0.
27-0, and he was 0, 1-0. But the thing about it is that Jackie managed to get a boxing gym for this guy.
A grant for him, yes.
A grant, because Jackie's written like over $80 million in grant money.
A lot of grants.
A lot of grants. That's Jackie's unbelievable. And I'm saying it because she knows I'm saying the truth, and I thank God that God put her in my life, her husband, her son, everybody that's here helping us, And I think this family's helped me so much throughout these years. And, that's God. It's a God thing.
It's been a wonderful experience because I learned everything that could go wrong to a fighter through Alex. I mean, he stumbled. He was at our house and he fell like 7 times in one day. It was covered in bruises, drooling out of one side of his mouth. And I said, Reggie, that's my husband, I'm taking this guy to the ER right now because I don't want anybody to think we beat him up or anything, right? So we go, and there's a little 5'2" doctor that happened to be an expert on brain injuries. And she suggested that based on everything we told him, that the fluid was building up on his brain. And this happens to a lot of fighters. And there's a simple fix for it. But the water was pushing down on his brain, which was taking away his ability to walk and stay on his feet. And he could hardly talk. So he went into the hospital and they removed all of the water. I mean,
and I got a bump in my head, which you guys can see.
It's a shunt.
It's called a shunt. It's a tube that goes from my brain into my stomach.
Yeah.
To
where the water's
where
reabsorbed.
The water, to
reabsorb. He sounds pretty articulate, doesn't he?
I do pretty good. I feel good, man. I'm talking good. Yeah, man. That's God.
Yeah.
That's God, man. Man, I'm able to talk. I'm even able to throw some punches.
Oh, shit. Look at you. Nice.
Yeah, I still could do it.
I read this story. I read this crazy story about this guy that was impersonating you.
Man, that's what we're trying to do.
Crazy story I heard in boxing. I was like, what the?
Oh man, yes. It's called Shadow Boxer.
Okay, let me
go ahead. Let her tell you.
So
I get too excited about this.
His father called us one day, and first of all, a lady called, and she said, "Is Alex Ramos at this number?" I said, "Yeah." And she said, "Is he there?" I said, "Yeah." And she said, "Well, where are you?" I said, "In California." How long has he been there? About 13 years. So he gets on the phone, and she said, "How do I know you're really in California?" And he took the phone out and showed him a palm tree in Florida, right? I mean, in California. So a couple minutes later, his father calls and says, "What the hell? I just heard on the radio that you raped an FBI agent's daughter. It's all over the news." Oh my God. So I looked into this and I found out that, in the state of New York, if you ever get busted, you give them somebody else's name. Because he said he was Alex the Bronx Bomber Ramos. He got booked as Alex Ramos, the Bronx Bomber. He went to court as Alex Ramos. And what was his name? Spooky
Alvarez. Alberto Alvarez. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
Wow.
Yeah, man. And it showed. It went viral on SB Nation.
It was all over the major
newspapers and that publication. That publication was unbelievable from Europe.
Yeah, but I helped make you famous.
Yeah, I know she did. She helped make me famous.
Because I wrote a letter to Governor Pataki, and I said, how could you do this to a decent person? And, somebody commits these horrific crimes. He drugged and raped an FBI agent's daughter. Now, who's stupid enough to do that? Right? I mean, if you're going to mess with somebody, you don't want it to be an FBI.
You don't want to do that.
Yeah. So I wrote a letter to him, and then I wrote a letter to the
New York,
police.
Yeah, the police.
And I still have those letters.
Wow.
And you know what? And so I said, I'm going to make a big deal out of this because this guy has worked hard to be clean and sober. We're working on a foundation together, and this is horrible. But I'll tell you another really funny story. Spooky Alvarez went to Alex's sister's house, Miriam. And Miriam's a rough, you don't want to mess with her either.
My older sister.
I love her. She's one of my best friends. But he was at her house and introduced himself as Alex the Bronx Bomber Ramos. She kicked his ass out of that apartment so fast.
Yeah, my sister don't mess around. She was.
You don't mess with some Spanish girls, man. You don't
Oh
mess
man,
with
hell no. My sister was rough. My older sister was rough.
Anyway, I looked him up in prison to see, where he ended up, the prison records. And I called, I didn't see his name there, and I knew he was at that prison. So I called and talked to the warden. He was murdered in prison.
Yep.
Rapists, especially if you're messing with underage. Yeah. So
that's
I called Miriam. I called Alex, and I said, the guy Spooky's dead. He got murdered. And his own brother did not know. Do I look like a ghost with that?
Alex, no, Alex, because Alex is going off the screen for.
No, man, I'm right here. I'm right here. I gotta get close to the back.
There you go.
Yeah, and I got the blinds.
That's a crazy story.
Yeah, man.
It is a creepy story.
It is, man. It is.
Yeah,
I heard, I'm sorry, but in the article I read, it was crazy. It was the prosecutors, because I heard that he got locked up and stuff, and the prosecutors were calling him your name.
Yeah,
that's what they did.
They're stupid.
And the guy gave him autographs and promised, T-shirts and everything. And those two detectives, it's like, where the hell were you? Because all the cops knew Alex. He had a lot of fans in the New York Police Department. Yes. And as a matter of fact, when we were in the Bronx about 3 years ago, we saw a police car coming. There was 4 guys in the car, and they rode two tires up on the sidewalk.
Like they were going to hit me,
No, yeah, they were fans. They said the Bronx Bomber.
Yeah, man.
They were there and he gets recognized by the cops all over New York.
The police are good to me back home.
Yeah.
Did that whole case that was going on with that other guy, Spooky, did that affect you in any way? Did you lose money?
Let me tell him what happened in court, what the judge said.
Oh, what the judge said? I don't remember too much.
Okay, the judge said, how are we going to know which one of you is the real Bronx Bomber? And Alex got up on his haunches. He said, see that little room that you made me wait in? You and me and him go in that room, and I guarantee the real out.
Yeah, baby.
I would have tore his ass up. I would have knocked him out cold.
Yeah, he got 137 years.
Yeah, they gave him 137 years.
Yeah, but it did affect you.
But it affected me.
Defamation case, I thought.
It affected me.
They're sitting on your name. They're ruining your legacy. They're ruining, Because everybody knew the boxer, not the rapist, man. You know what?
But they attached your name to it. So
they attached my name to it, man. So wow, man. It's still on a publication by the name SB Nation.
Yeah,
it's a
shadow boxer.
And shadow boxer, you'll see it. It's unbelievable, man.
It tells the
Wow.
story.
It tells the story, and it's good.
It's worthy.
Incredible. Real quick, listen. I want to let Ray chime in, but I want to introduce the boss of bosses, Emilio Santana, to the show, baby. Come on, Emilio, get in here. Let's go. Come on. This is the boss of bosses.
He's got a New York on. I used to wear the New York Yankee trunks.
That's why I put it on, Alex. I wore it because of you, man.
Yeah, my man. God bless you, man. Man of the hour, the man with power and too sweet to be sour. Yeah.
Hey, it's an honor for you to have you on the show, man. I appreciate you coming on. Boxing Playhouse, Latin America, Danny, Ray, fellas, it's a pleasure, man. Jackie, Miss Jackie, I'm sorry.
She's incredible,
pleasure to meet
man.
you guys.
Yeah. This lady has
Ray, hold on, Alex, we can't see you.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'll come
Hey,
right
Angel, I
back.
see Angel. Hey, what's up, Angel?
Move up a little bit, Alex.
Okay.
Move up.
Yeah,
He's got
sure.
a
Go
zero
to your right a
going.
little bit. Go to your right.
And then go this way. I think.
Okay,
Yeah, go to your
this
right.
way.
Go to your right.
Yeah.
You gotta go this way.
Yeah,
There you go.
Back a little bit. Like
Yeah.
Fat Joe says, lean back.
Now they gotta move, bob and weave. I'm bobbing
There
and
you
weaving.
go. Go ahead, Emilio. My bad.
Man, I want to tell Alex, when I was a kid, I bought the Boxing Illustrated. It had him, Johnny Bumpers, Tony Ayala, and Bobby Cher.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Tomorrow's champion.
Yeah, man. Bobby Cher.
Little Duval, right there. Right there. I bought that
Is that Mark
magazine.
Breland?
No, that's not
No,
Mark.
that's
Breland.
Johnny
That's
Bumpers.
Johnny Bumpers, yeah.
Bump City
Bobby
Bumpers.
Chaz, me and Tony Ayala Jr. That motherfucker can fight.
Yeah, that's Tony Ayala.
Tony Ayala,
Oh,
boy,
yeah.
that boy can fight his
Yeah.
ass off.
Y'all was all out of Lou Duval.
Bobby Chaz,
We helped every one of those
every
guys.
single one of those guys, man.
Y'all was all out of Lou Duval camp.
Yeah, Lou Duval, you got it.
Main events,
Van
main
Duval and
events.
Lou Duval, man, that's where it came from. Yeah, you know your stuff. I love it.
Nice,
I
nice,
love this conversation, man.
nice.
God bless you all, man. I tell you, you guys are bringing love in my heart, man. And that's
Man.
what I care about, man. I really do, man.
Hey.
You know, wow, man.
Go ahead, Ray.
Man, you was a hell of a fighter, Alex.
And
What?
move that way.
I said you was a hell of a fighter, man. I watched you guys, man. You know, as a kid, man. I love watching you guys.
Yeah, man. Thank you, man. You know what?
So I tell you a secret about Alex. He hardly ever got hit in the head because he didn't want his hair to get messed up.
Well,
That's
you
the
know,
truth.
that's, you know, I was
He could bob and
I was
weave,
a little-
and I'm not gonna
I was
mess
a
up
young
his hair.
kid, man. You know, I mean, I didn't like getting my hair messed up because, you know, my hair is, you know, negrito hair. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
So you know what, man? It ain't, you know, you mess it up, man. It's messed up. It stands. You know, that's what happens with my hair. So you know, I got to be careful. Even today, I still watch. Tony was great. Duva had a great thing.
Great team, yeah. Oh, hi, Chuck. Tell
Oh
Chuck
yeah,
hello.
listen, we got a couple messages. Let me get to them. We got Chuck Meza says, "Hi Alex, haven't seen you for years. Hi Jackie, great to see you. God bless." And it says he echoed your sentiments. Said Tony was great. Duva had I think he says great team, and I agree with him. It was an awesome team when you talk about the heavy hitters that he had back then. You know, the main events, Lou Duva, Kathy Duva, Dan Duva, those guys are incredible, you know, and I was fortunate to be around them when they were in Vero Beach for a while.
Wow, look at that, man. God bless you. You know what? Still till this day, I thank those people, you know. I've learned a lot, you know, from Dan Duva, Lou Duva, you know, the whole family, man, you know. They were good to me, man. You know, Lou Duva was all right, you know, but his son Dan was
He was the lawyer, huh?
The lawyer, man, and his wife Kathy. You know, they were good to me, man.
Can I ask you a question?
Guys even greater, man.
Can I ask you a question? Ray's gonna chime in a second, but when I was with Camacho used to talk about a gentleman named Gaddy Giddison.
Uh-huh.
Do you know Gaddy Giddison?
I didn't know him well enough, but I know who he is.
He was a Spider-Man guy. I guess he was involved with all you people.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just thought I'd chime in. Go ahead, Ray. Go with it.
Hey, Miss Jackie.
Yeah.
God only knows the Bronx Bomber story.
You got it. It's a hell of a story.
Got to get the documentary, man. We got to get a documentary.
Let me tell you, it'll be great, man. I think that if you guys know anybody in the industry, let me know because it will do great. You know what, man? It went, me being a Golden Glove champion as a kid, and I believe in my pro career that I would have to go through something that went viral on a publication by the name of SB Nation called Shadow Boxer.
You have a lot.
You know, this guy that impersonated me, man, and I wish I wish I would have been there. I did go to court, and I said, you put me back in that room back there with that motherfucker, and I'll beat his ass. I did, you know, because I was angry. You don't go around. Look at the magazine. You guys are great, man.
Hey, listen, Ray. Alex. Let's talk about when you fought, and I'm changing the subject here a little bit, but you were the USBA, IBF, USBA middleweight champion. You fought Curtis Parker, man. What was that day like? What was that day like?
That day was the happiest day of my life. You want to know why? Because I was in tremendous shape, and I beat the shit out of a guy that's like Joe Frazier. This guy was just like Joe Frazier. And he could fight. This guy was no joke. And I said, man, I haven't heard that name in years. I was able to land uppercuts and left hook and right. I was, man, that was the best fight of my life.
Who taught you the dead weight punches?
The dead weight punches was shown to me by a guy named Jerry Stokes. They used to call it dead weight punches, where you boom, boom. You know, they don't gotta be that hard. You just gotta it's like almost you stop the punch. And those are called dead weight punches. And man, I killed him with the dead weight punches. I had a great time. That was one of my best fights. You can watch it. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, I watched it. Listen. I go way back with you. I go back with you like two flats on a Cadillac. I mean, I know you.
I love it, my brother. Santiago.
I'll tell you a funny story about Hector Camacho. This is 10 years ago, 15 years ago. He called Alex and he says, Alex, I took my red Lamborghini in and I forgot where I took it. So I haven't been able to pick it up. Alex found that red Lamborghini. He had left it there 10 years earlier. And if you know anything about, taking your car in, if you take your car in and leave it for more than a year, it belongs to the owner of the place.
Yeah.
Wow. Back to Hector.
Yeah.
But you found it.
Let's talk about Hector.
Doing some serious work. Hector was good to me, man. Let me tell you.
Very loyal.
Isn't that how you wound up in California? Isn't that how you wound up in California?
Yeah, that's why I wound up in California, because of Hector. You got that right. You know your stuff. Yeah. That's how he was being trained by Jimmy Montoya, but Jimmy Montoya was a crook. Even though, that's the way he was, man. Jimmy Montoya was a crook, but I know he didn't steal any money from Camacho.
Yeah.
But what he would do is from other fighters, he would steal money. From their purse. That motherfucker was,
Who's the guy that with the big fur coat that used to put $10,000 under your pillow at the hotels after a fight? Do you remember that guy? He was a giant black guy, and we ran into him a couple years ago, and he had big fur coats on, and that was out of the Forum.
Yeah. God, I can't remember. Yeah. My brain is shot. But man, my brain ain't shot for you guys, man. Hey, that's all I love.
When you win, I know you trained with Luis Camacho, Lenny De Jesus. You trained with the Duvas, but there was a guy, I think his name was Jenkins or something. When
Jenks Morton.
Oh yeah.
Jenks Morton.
Yes. Jenks Morton. Yeah. So how many years you trained with him, and what was that like?
Well, listen, I trained with him, but this guy was not really the guy that they thought. The guy was a disciplinarian. They disciplined me because I had a fight that I had, and I fought. The guy's name was Ted Sanders, and I had been having sex before the fight, having all this other shit, fucking around, which you're not supposed to do. And you know what? I fought this guy, and I lost by a split decision. And you know what? It wasn't good. So I got the rematch with Ted Sanders, and in Florida. All you got to do is look up Alex Ramos and Ted Sanders, and you look up for the fight in Florida, and you'll see the announcers say Alex Ramos, they announced me by myself, but I had no opponent, Ted Sanders. He never made it because he knew I was going to kick his ass. He knew it, not kick his ass. I was going to beat his ass to death. I mean, God forgive me for saying that.
Yeah.
But you know what? I was going to beat his ass until he was gone because I knew what to do. I got myself in shape, and I didn't mess around like I did having sex before a fight. You're not supposed to have sex before a fight.
That's your legs, girl.
Weaken your legs, man. And so you know what?
Alex, Camacho used to tell me, and I don't know if he told you this. He used to tell me these little sayings, but he says there's one element in the entire world that can pull a man from East Coast to West Coast. You know what that element is?
What's that?
A strand of kuka hair.
Yeah. You got it. You got it, my man.
Camacho used to say it all the time.
Yeah, man. You got it, man. I love Macho, man. God bless him, and God rest his soul. He was so good. He's been to Jackie's house.
Oh, yeah.
He's been here, man,
Well, we're talking about Luis Camacho. I'm talking about Luis Camacho. Our coach.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Luis,
obviously Alex missed that lesson.
Yeah.
He had a battle with Cupid.
Yeah, man. And then when they put it like that in the paper, it would suck.
Yeah.
I had a battle with Cupid. Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, Alex, I got a question. Who was the toughest sparring partner you had?
You know what? The toughest sparring partner I had, probably from Philadelphia. There used to be a guy by the name of Earl the Pearl Hargrove.
Oh, Hargrove, yeah.
You'll find him. He's from Philadelphia. You look him up, you'll find him.
I heard
That motherfucker was a serious sparring partner. That motherfucker used to make me work. I like to work. I didn't care about banging, but that motherfucker was tough. And he was good. Earl the Pearl, look him up and you'll find him. Earl the Pearl Hargrove. That boy can punch. Woo.
And Alex, your amateur record. What was your amateur record?
Oh, about 132 and
with 112
112 knockouts. It's on Wikipedia. It's a whole bunch.
Say it again. 100 and what?
100 and something.
I think it's 139.
And 132 knockouts.
No, 112 knockouts.
112 knockouts. Big
Danny, you hear that? You hear the knockouts? 112 knockouts, or many, probably more.
Wow.
That's incredible.
If you look at my Wikipedia, it'll tell you Alex Ramos, and you'll see, man, Wikipedia tells it all. They don't lie.
Yes, sir.
You know what, man? I was the man. I had knockouts galore.
Terry Sanders ain't show up because he was feeling the punches the day before.
Oh yeah, and then they canceled the fight. I called him a coward on TV, which was nothing. I wanted to beat his ass.
They should give you the fight when the other guy doesn't show up.
I wanted to beat his ass.
He felt the punches the day before the fight. He was already feeling them shit.
Yeah, man. He was already feeling. He knows this motherfucker came because the first time they knew that I had sex with some woman, which I shouldn't have done before the fight.
They sent that woman to your room.
They sent the woman to my room.
They probably did. Hey, Emilio. I know little tidbits about Alex. We had the same trainer. We worked out of the same gym, different decades, but we had the same situation. Alex Ramos, when he was, I named myself the Bronx Bomber. He was the Bronx Bomber. He had his uniform custom made and given to him by none other than George Steinbrenner.
Amen to that. You got that right. The Yankee pinstripe robe and the Yankee pinstripe trunk.
You still got them?
The only one ever.
Yes, sir. Woo! That's a true story. That's a true story.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I like them pinstripe ones. You still got those, Alex?
Yeah, you better believe it. Jackie's got them in here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And listen, and Emilio.
Yeah, go ahead, Dan.
2 times, this dude right here won them 4 times. 77, 78, 79, and 80.
Wow.
The Golden Gloves?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Danny.
Yeah, the Golden.
I want to ask Alex 2 questions. who do we think is the next Puerto Rican superstar, and who do we feel was the best Puerto Rican fighter of all time?
One of the greatest fighters, Wilfredo Benitez, number one.
Okay.
The youngest champion ever.
At 17.
The youngest champion ever at the age of 15.
17.
Wilfredo Benitez. Esteban de Jesus was great, 135 pounds. He was a good lightweight. He fought Roberto Duran and beat the shit out of him.
Here we go.
Oh, look what we got.
Nice.
Oh, she got him.
Yeah, New York.
Nice. You gotta frame him. You gotta put that in the frame, man.
That's the shorts made me put this hat on.
Yeah, and I
That's
got
why I put this hat on, man, because of those shorts.
Yeah, I got those in my shorts. Jackie got them.
Nice.
Wow.
And I still got my robe.
Beautiful.
Oh, my robe.
You gotta frame that, man.
Yeah, man.
That's
you know
worth
what?
some money right there.
I'll do that, man, because you guys give
Beautiful.
me. I don't know what to do, man. I just love life, man. And I enjoy life today, man. And I thank God.
You look amazing.
And for, what you guys are doing, man. You know
Wow.
what? God has blessed you all and all of us, man. And I thank God I'm able to speak to you and just know that I'm still alive. And
We love you, Alex. We love you.
I appreciate that, man.
We love you, baby.
He's your homie for sure.
We love you, Bobby.
Back in the Bronx.
We love you.
My heart's in the Bronx, brother, man. And you know what, man? Thank you, man.
Yeah.
God bless
Alex,
you all.
hold on. Alex, to finally sit down with you after all these years, knowing everything about you, and to sit down and chop it up with you a little bit, let me tell you something, my brother. A dream has been fulfilled. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart, with all the love and passion I have in my heart. I thank you for being here with me today.
God bless you, man. You know what? It touches my heart because, I'm a real good-hearted person. To a lot of people.
Yeah, if you didn't have a beautiful heart, there's no way.
God has blessed you, man, by you saying those words, man. And God bless your whole team, man.
Yeah.
Because that whole Angel de Hidalgo, Danny Santiago, Spanish Ray, and Sakura. You guys are awesome, man.
Yeah, Ray and I talked more on the phone. I almost wrote a book talking to him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you better start writing, Jackie. God only knows. God only knows.
I'll buy it.
Yeah.
You know what, man? It's unbelievable, man. That's what I always think about. If like I'm talking to some of the movie people about this thing with this guy that impersonated me and was a serial rapist.
And it ain't no blind side.
And it's sold on SB Nation. It's called Shadow Boxer. I'm trying to see if they can make a movie out of that if they want. If not,
write the book first.
I got to write the book.
Did you print a book? You get the book first.
Okay.
Make a book. Do a book.
Yeah.
And then off the book, they'll make movies.
Yeah, that's what I got to do.
Hey, listen. I go to Burbank a lot, right? They make this movie. I'm buying you some popcorn. We going together.
Okay. You got it, my man.
We said Sakura, but I don't want to forget about the big boss. Emilio Santana's with us here too.
That's right. That's
right.
Yeah,
definitely.
Gracias, man.
Get the book out. Get the book out.
Yeah, man. That's what I mean. Jackie's a hell of a writer. Hey, Jackie.
You hire a writer, you just talk to them, you get the book out there, the book will be popping, it'll sell over, a few 100,000 copies, 1 million copies, and then they gotta make the movie, because it's an interesting story. It's crazy. Any sports person would read it. People that are into crime stuff would read it. People would it's just a great story. Overcoming, people who like stories that characters overcome and end up on top would read it. And then from there, and so popular, it'll become a movie.
Hey, Angel, Jackie writes so much, she could have made 2 books already.
And listen, Jackie has written over $50 million in grant money, which are for nonprofit organizations.
Wow.
Book. We've gotten a lot of stuff published too.
We've gotten a lot of stuff published, but still, that's how I met her. at a boxing gym. She wrote a grant to this guy that was a phony and said he was a boxer and he wasn't. And Jackie got him money
for a kids program, and
instead of
$65,000, instead of giving it to the kids, he finished refurbishing his Porsche that had been in his back.
Hey Ray, hey Ray.
Yo,
we know a few people like that.
Because that foundation and the things that you're doing for the boxers that are retired and stuff. So your heart is always in the right place. You're gonna come out on top, either
until I die.
Because you guys are doing right. You guys are definitely doing the right thing with that, and I support that totally. You know what? Actually, this weekend, I want to get your information, because I personally want to donate, because I have not yet, and I definitely want to make a donation. So I want to know, like, what's the information? Where do we go to donate and to help out the foundation?
Jackie will give you all that information, man.
Yeah.
You know.
You can let us know now.
That's an executive. You can. She can let you know now.
Yeah, because what we'll do is we'll have Sakura post it up on live right now so people can see it.
Okay.
Here's where we're at right now. We're not accepting cash donations anymore because we don't need it anymore. But if you refer anybody to me that needs help, we will get them hooked up, and we work with a series of other foundations that do that. Otherwise, the foundation becomes too much of paperwork and less
money.
Freedom to do the things that we need to do.
Okay.
We actually donate money to other little nonprofits.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Well, listen, let me just say this right now. Let me chime in on this. We have a couple comments, but I want to chime in. I won't forget this. We have Rosalinda Allen. Good morning, my Kings champion in boxing, watching and listening from Philadelphia, Alex. Always an honor and a privilege. Peace and love to everyone. Keep up the great work. We love y'all unconditionally. Alex, all the way from Philadelphia, baby.
Oh, man. That is great. I lived in Philadelphia. When I first turned pro, I used to work out at Joe Frazier's gym.
Wow. Look at that. Look at that. So they showing love over there.
That's who showed me all that other stuff.
Okay. And then we got Chuck Mesner saying congratulations. Listen, this is obviously about Alex Ramos. It's about the Retired Boxing Foundation. But you want to know something? Jackie, Alex looked great for his age, but so do you, 72 years old?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
God bless you, Jackie. God bless you.
Hey, God, I always say, God don't make no mistakes. He put me in the right place so that I can meet the person that was going to help. She's been helping me for years.
I want to tell you another little story. When Alex meets a girl, he always flirts, even if he doesn't want to see him again. He flirts, and they ask for his phone number, and he gives them my phone number, right? I went to the phone, and they said, "Is Alex here?" I said, "No, he's taking a nap." And they go, "Well, who are you?" I said, "I'm his wife. Can I help you?" I saved his butt. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
We have another comment here from Rosalind Island. It says, God always knows exactly where he wants us to be pleased. He may not come when you wanna, but he's always on time, on God's time, years, and on the time and the years that we need him. She says, we love y'all. It says, here we have, I don't want to butcher the name, but Masta Belsta, whatever, laughing out. That's great teamwork. Thank you for the comment. Man, Alex Ramos, Jacqueline Richards. I mean, their story is so incredible, and we got to chime back in on that retirement boxing deal.
Boxers organization, man. Thank you so much.
And if you have any East Coast fighters that that fought in California, you have to have so many rounds, but they may have pension in California.
Wow. Look at that. Anyone listening?
You make all the boxers move to California.
Oh, man. Yeah. Hell yeah.
No, all you got to do is fight here. It's so expensive here.
It's fight here. That's it.
Yeah. Gas is $6.39 today, a gallon.
Jesus.
Wow.
I'd be walking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank God I got somebody that helps me.
Right here. I'll be right here. Hey, hello.
Yeah, listen.
It says, Rosalind, again, Alan says, I learned to box watching Muhammad Ali and going to Joe Frazier's gym. And I was able to survive the streets of Philadelphia from the lessons that he learned in boxing, which is pretty cool. And Boxing Playhouse reiterated what you just said. Boxing Playhouse Entertainment says, if you ever fought in California, you qualify for California's boxing pension. Wow, what a blessing. And I hope anyone listening to this show, if they fought in California, which I did not, you could qualify for a pension, which is pretty awesome, you know?
Manny, it's not too late. It's not too late, then.
If they have a food eating contest, if they have the fastest guy to walk to the refrigerator, I'm that guy.
Okay. Yeah. God bless you, man.
I like fighting. I like fighting. I just don't like the exercise. I don't like
me too.
I don't like none of that stuff no more. I'm done with that.
I'm glad, man. You know,
I like to eat a lot.
Yeah, I like to eat now.
So if anybody here on the panel wants to challenge me to a pie eating contest or eating contest, yeah, I'm going to be the undisputed.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
What do you enjoy, Alex? I'm going to ask you a question I don't usually ask my guests. What do you enjoy doing outside of boxing? Is there anything else that interests you, like music, movies?
I love music. I love music. And you know what? When I was in school, you know, I did a little bit of acting. You know, I also did a lot of stuff with history. I love to, you know, I read because Jackie's the one that makes me read. She's always, you know, finding shit to read.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I'm going to give you my Fat Joe book. You could read that.
So I read everything, man. You know, I try to read as much as I can and try to understand, you know, how things are done. And I have ideas. It gives me more ideas on things that I think about.
Yeah. Well, we still go to a lot of boxing events.
We go to events.
You know,
we go to the Hall of Fame.
We're going to Vegas on the 5th.
Okay.
How did you go? Shelly Finkel was a music guy?
Shelly Finkel was the guy. Hey, you want to know that? Shelly Finkel, that motherfucker, let me tell you, I'll tell you everything about him because I know it. I was his first fighter, the only fighter that first started in 1970s. And in the 70s, he didn't know shit about boxing. But he didn't know shit about boxing, but he knew who I was. That's why he signed me. So in the 70s, I was about 15 years old or whatever, and this guy comes up to me, and you know what? The first thing he said, this guy's gonna be my boxer. And you know what? You know, I was his boxer, man.
And where did he take you? Tavern on the Green.
And he took me to Tavern on the Green.
And what did you think about your meal?
My meal was shit.
I
forgot what it was. You know, Judío, Jewish.
Yeah.
He was Jewish.
No, but the meal.
He was cheap. He was cheap.
No, Tavern on the Green is a $high spot, man.
Yeah, but he probably got the cheap on the menu.
We're not trying to be canceled. We're not trying to be canceled here. All right.
I know.
Yeah.
You got it. You know, I love him. You know what? He did a lot for me. You know, he bought my father a car. You know, I was able to give my mother money. You know, my sisters. I had 2 sisters. You know, so it was nice, man. But you know, we got into a broke up. You know, when I was having head problems over a damn woman. I blew my career up I messed up my career at the end over a woman.
Wow.
And I got to live with that for the rest of my life.
Wow.
You know?
But Alex always says the past is like your ass.
It's behind you. Yeah.
And I remind you, tremendous career Still
Hey,
alive.
Alex, a woman saved you too, right there. A woman saved you too, right there.
Yeah, you got it.
Right.
You know what he's talking about.
This woman right here is unbelievable.
Yeah, Camacho, they call me Mama Jackie.
Yeah, they call her
Yeah,
Mama,
that's her name, Mama Jackie.
Mama Jackie, man. You know, God don't make no mistakes, as I always say. And you know what? Let me tell you, I met her at a boxing gym where she wrote a grant for some.
Okay, wait. That it had nothing to do with that. You had a huge keloid on your ear, remember?
Oh yeah,
and
that
little
one
kids
too.
were making fun of you.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I
So
forgot about
I
that.
called a friend of mine who had a plastic surgeon in Westlake
Yeah, I
that took
forget.
care of that. And Alex goes into the room. I mean, this is a palatial, high-end, doctor's office. And I hear him screaming, Jackie. And the doctor came out and he said, you know what? You need to come in here. Because I didn't know the guy was afraid of needles.
Oh my God, me
I had to hold his hand.
Yeah, I'm afraid. I still to this day. You know what? They're little, man, but still, man, they hurt.
They scared
Alex,
the hell out of me.
Alex ain't got no tattoos, huh?
No, hell no. Hell no. Don't even think about it. Don't want them. And I've, Hector Macho Camacho had one. That was my boy. So, and I've met a couple of people that got them, but that ain't for me.
Alex, I was curious, man, out of all the big fights, what one fighter out there that you wanted to fight that never happened?
You know what?
Good question.
Good question. That's a good question. You know
Hey,
what?
appreciate
There was
y'all.
a guy from Philadelphia, who one day was talking shit about me, and he was in my weight class. James Schuler.
Oh,
You
James
remember?
Schuler.
Black Gold?
Yeah.
James Black Gold Schuler. And that mother, he was good. He was good, but he wasn't that good. But I don't want to talk shit about him. The guy's dead, God rest his soul. So I don't got nothing bad to say. But the guy to fight from Philadelphia versus New York, that's what it would have been. And I would have whooped his ass.
Alex, you had any fights in the gym? You had any real fights in the gym?
No, I used to beat everybody up in the gym. There was nobody that was better than me there. But I used to have sparring partners that were good, like the brothers, the black guys, and some of the Spanish guys, some of the white guys were good, the Irish, and Italian. I had all kind of people that worked out in my gym. So you know what? I had good work. And if, once I had good work, man, I did good, man.
You were at the Sugar Ray Leonard camp, right? You was at the Sugar Ray Leonard camp?
I was at Sugar Ray Leonard. I was at his camp. I was at I sparred with Tommy Hearns in front of Madison Square Garden in New York. And I did really good, man.
That was at the Gleason gym?
No, in front of Madison Square Garden. Outdoor for the people. Wow. I sparred with Tommy Hearns and made him look like nothing. Man, that was incredible. And let me tell you, Tommy Hearns had those long arms, but I knew what the fuck I was doing. Thank God. I'm sorry that curse.
Looking at that picture that Emilio put on.
I know you were cool with Camacho, and you were a little bit heavier. Did you ever like spar with him or prep him for any fights? Hector Camacho?
Hector Camacho was too light. I love Hector.
Too light.
Hector knew how to fight. Hector knew how to fight. But the problem, Hector was too small for me, and he was good. Let me tell you, Hector Camacho was fast. He was great, and what a boxer. He's the one that showed me out here how to start using my legs, And, I started to, because if you use your legs, it's easier to make a fight easier. You don't have to knock somebody out all the time. And he's right.
Right.
Camacho showed me how to box.
Wow.
You know, out here with Jimmy Montoya, who was another crook.
Okay.
You know, Jimmy Montoya was a crook.
Okay.
I don't want to say too much about it.
You already did. You already did.
Hey, Alex, real quick. So we were looking at that picture that Emilio posted, and we're talking about Camacho. We're talking about all these guys, you know. And I know you've had your ups and downs, man, but you look great. And at the end of the day, you want to know something? Looking at those guys, Bumpus and all the guys that were in those pictures with you, you're still standing. You look strong as hell.
Thank you so much.
You beat the odds, my brother. You beat the odds.
Man. You know what? And I thank God, man. You know, yes. Yeah, man. And I thank you for that.
He sounds good. He sounds good too.
I feel good.
He's not punchy. He's not punchy. He's very intellectual.
Yeah, you know, I thank God I still know how to work math. I know how to read. I know whatever I need to do, I'll do. You know, and that's why I'm able to do this. You know, I know how to do this.
Hey, he was in the kitchen. He was in the kitchen with James Kitchen, bro.
Hold on. I got a question. I forgot to ask. I got a question I want to ask. Hold on. You being in California, I don't know if I remember this, but if I remember correctly, have you ever been in any movies? I know you were in commercials, but have you ever been in movies and things like that?
No, but you know, I met a director, you know, that was big.
Yeah,
Ron Shelton.
Yes.
The guy that did the movie White Man Can't Jump, Fields of Dreams, Blades to the Bone, Tin Cup, and Hollywood Homicide.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't know what guy was gonna do. Man,
well, you went through some rough times there with your brain injury that you didn't know about.
Yeah, I had a brain injury, which was kind of, you know, I have a brain injury. I have a shunt.
We already explained that.
You know, and so.
But
I'm doing okay.
He had some rough physical times.
It made you smarter.
Yeah.
Hey, Danny. His first role. I'm gonna hit him with this one. His first role in any kind of movie or drama was a play he did in Stevenson, and he played a gorilla.
Do you remember that?
Remember?
That's right.
My compadre told me that. He told me he was going to play with you, and you played. How was that? Having that on? You remember having that on?
Yeah, of course, man.
Were you sweating? You were sweating, huh?
I was sweating like hell. You know what? I was hot as hell. I had lines. I had sweat I sweat like shit.
Did you have to say anything?
Did you have to throw punches?
I heard that
I always play around doing that shit, and I did. And man, I should have never done that. Because I messed myself up. I really was sweating.
I'm sorry. Last week we had a guy in here. We spoke about this same company. Were you also sponsored by Sasson?
No, Sassoon was a good part of boxing. You know, they've done stuff for us before during the early 70s.
Yes.
They were around in the 70s.
Yes.
And they were sparring, they was, you know, sponsoring things, and they were doing good. You know, Sassoon was good, man. But
oh man, I remember Sassoon.
I never got sponsored by them.
That was Paul Guess.
Yeah. They made good money. Those guys made good money.
Yeah.
Those guys.
Did you want to say something, Emilio?
No, I was gonna say I remember them Sassoon's trunks back in the day.
Yeah, man.
I don't know, Larry Holmes. I remember seeing a few fighters with that, you know, them Sassoons on back in the day.
Man. You know, that's what's cool, man.
Yeah.
Woo.
Hey, Alex, didn't Tommy Hearns knock out James Schuler? I remember you were talking about James Schuler.
Yeah.
He knocked out James Schuler, you know, and
James
Tommy
Kitchen.
Hearns. I spar with Tommy Hearns in front of Madison Square Garden. I don't know if you guys remember that in New York. And I held my own with Tommy Hearns, and I got Marvin Hagler ready for John the Beast Mugabe.
Oh, wow.
What was that like, sparring with Marvin Hagler?
Yeah, no, it was perfect, and I knew what I was doing, and believe me, I was great. You ask him, and they'll tell you. They hired me. They stopped me from sparring with him you know, for like 2 weeks when we got to Las Vegas. So they stopped me. They didn't want us to see how the work was. I was doing great, you know, because I knew myself I have to be in tip-top shape to be in there with Marvin Hagler or anyone like that. Or
one of your first televised fights was John the Beast Mugabe.
Yeah.
And what happened? You knocked him out in the first round.
Alex, what fighter hit you the hardest?
You know what?
His girlfriend.
My girlfriend, that's it. My girlfriend, that's the one that got me good.
Oh.
You know, because none of those guys, one of the guys that was really strong, man, I could think of, there was a guy, you know, I don't know if you guys remember him. There was a guy from New Jersey that was named James Hard Rock Green.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember James Hard Rock Green.
Yeah. That's why he was called Hard Rock.
Man, that motherfucker hit me in the chin.
Yeah.
And he cracked my jaw, man. They had to operate. I had a choke like this for a month. Hey, how you doing? Hey, I'm feeling over. Hey, oh, shit. How you doing, man? That motherfucker broke my jaw.
And your mother
and my mother made me eat. I had, you know, I have a cap. Look. And my mother used to make, I gained weight instead of losing weight. My mother, listen, you lose weight when they shut your mouth and you tell them like this, you can't eat. You can't eat.
Wow.
So my mother, you know, I had a cat and she put all my food in the blender.
Wow.
And I used to lick and then all I do it.
And Hard Rock Green.
You know, sip it up and I eat everything you make. Steak.
How does the steak taste in the blender? How does the steak taste in the blender?
You know, it was funny, man. God is funny, but he was good to me, man.
Alex, you never fought Frank the Animal Fletcher, did you?
No, Frank the Animal Fletcher, but he was in my division, but we never fought.
I tried to help him. He was in prison for a long time.
Wow.
I tried to help him. He was accused of killing somebody, but the kid was Jehovah's Witness, and the mother would not allow him to have a transfusion, so he died.
Yeah.
But he got sent away for, I don't know, 50 years for homicide.
Hey, listen, I got a comment here from Mr. again. It says, before I leave for my run tonight, because he's a fighter, I would like to thank the bomber and all the greats who put so much in line for us in this sport. I really appreciate it all, champ. And every fighter needs a person like Jackie. Have a good night, y'all. Chuck Mesner says that he fought Duva for the and first time he got cut. He lost a fight that Duva apparently was scared of getting cut. So, all right. Thank you for that little tidbit.
Wow, man. That's wonderful, man. God bless all of you guys, man. I appreciate everything, man. And you know what? If you want me again on your show, you know, Jackie will get all this information, or you send emails to her and she'll send it to me. You know, I love talking to you guys. And God bless you all, man.
Thanks so much, Alex.
I wanted to ask you one more little question before you log out. So growing up, you know, I had my idols. You know, most fighters have a guy they look up to. You know, you said you like some fighters, you named some good fighters, but what was when you were growing up? What was your favorite fighter? What was the guy that you idolized, if you did idolize anybody?
Well, you know what? Listen, I started boxing at the age of 11. So, you know, the first fighter that I saw that was a real good boxer was Emil Griffith, who was a maricon. He was a homosexual. You know, I don't know if you guys know that.
Yeah.
Okay, and you know, he was good, and you know, I liked him. But my favorite fighter when I was young, like 11, 12, was Muhammad Ali. Always, you know. And then when I found out that my birthday was the same day as his, I even was more happier. And you know,
Capricorn like me.
Yeah, Capricorn, yeah.
January 13th, Alex. That's my birthday.
And Muhammad Ali's January 17th, and me. And me too. And so, you know, I won't forget. Yeah.
Sakura's the 21st. Sakura.
Okay.
Oh man, where Jackie?
What? No, so
all of us.
You can't see her, but her birthday's the 21st of January.
Yeah.
So listen, we have another comment here from
Before you guys go, Jackie and Alex, I know you said you're not accepting donations and stuff, but where can people reach out to you? Your email, whatever, to get in contact with the foundation.
Yeah, you can share my email address, JaxFax. It's JAX, F like Fred, A Apple, C Cat, Tom, T Tom, S Sam @gmail.com, and you can share my phone number with anyone too that if they have questions about anything.
No.
We won't do the phone number. We'll do the email address.
Just to get in contact with you for the foundation. You know, because that's a great cause, and I know there's a lot of guys and a lot of boxers and stuff that need this. There's no union, you know.
I know, man. Let me tell you, I talk about that all the time. You're right.
Yeah.
God bless you,
man. Bottom line is we have to find someone that's younger than me that wants to take up the cause. There is one thing that hurt us was somebody who is very well known that started a foundation and spent all of the money on themselves. I'm not going to say who it is, but he's a famous guy.
Wow.
And, that doesn't help anybody. Boxing has a shady rep in some circles. And, I've met more good people with beautiful hearts in boxing than anywhere else. But when someone does something like that, that foundation closed overnight.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Hey guys, I know you guys have a schedule. I just want to say for all of us here, we're going to end it off pretty good. I definitely want to get you on again, Alex. We're going to be chopping it up on the phone.
No problem, my man.
Jackie, you have family here in Colombia, Danny Santiago, Alex Ramos, from one Bronx bomber to another. You always have me by your side.
Amen.
I'm gonna say this right now. Anyone listening to this show, watching the show, viewing us right now, contact the Retired Boxing Association. There's the email right there on the screen right now. I'm gonna break tradition right now. I want to go down the line. Alex, te quiero mucho. Un abrazo.
Igualmente.
Vamos a estar hablando y la próxima lo vamos en español si no te molestaría, ¿no?
Sí, no, claro que no. Me gusta hablar español, mi hermano. ¿Qué pasa? Jackie knows one in Spanish. She says, listen to this. She goes, SOCK, spell socks. SOCKS. That's Spanish. That's a good one.
Okay. So what I was saying, Emilio, and to everyone, we're going to do another show in the future in Spanish this time. Alex speaks fluent Spanish and being Puerto Rican. I want to end the show. I'm going to go down the line. I'm going to go first with Angel. Then I want to go with Ray. And then I'm going to let the boss close it out. Jackie, God bless you guys. We'll be in touch. I'm going to say my piece, and I'm going to let them go down the line and say goodbye.
God bless everybody, man. Come on.
Go, Angel. Go, Angel.
Yo, Jackie and Alex, you guys are both dope. It's amazing what you guys have, the right trend of thought of helping the boxers, because there's nothing like that. No unions, no nothing. It's like all these other team sports, they have that stuff. No protection for the fighters, no retirement plan. They're left to their managers, and if they have an asshole, part of my language, but if they have a jerk off manager, the manager's taking all the money, and then the fighter gets left with nothing. That's why the managers keep on trucking, keep on moving, and the talent doesn't get anything. And the boxers are the talent. That's what we don't tune in to see the managers. We tune in to see the fighters. And I love the sport. And so thank you guys both. And Alex, I'm a fan. It's a beautiful thing. Your record was crazy. Pa'lante como el elefante.
Siempre, mi hermano. Ahí nada más, mi hermano. Que Dios te bendiga. Right on.
Go ahead, Ray.
Jackie and Alex, the 1-2 punch.
Watch out. Yeah.
Now, before you go, you gotta show us that double left hook, man. I want to see it before you go. There you go.
Hey.
Salute, my brother. Salute.
That left hook is dangerous. It's still dangerous.
Te quiero.
That's gonna look hurts.
It's still dangerous.
Ray, you gotta send me an autograph picture of you.
Okay.
God
Love you
bless
guys.
All right.
Love
you, man. And it was wonderful.
Hey, I just want to say the power of social media. I never thought I'd be able to sit here and rap with Alex, Jackie, all of y'all, man. It's a pleasure. Thank you so much, Alex. Thanks for showing us some shorts, man.
Yeah.
New York represent, man.
Love that hat. Love that hat.
Yeah.
New York, baby.
Rock the house. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Most definitely.
New York all the way. I love you all, man.
All right, guys. God bless.
you.
Alex
All right.
Ramos, the Bronx Bomber, Angel
Fuchito.
Fuchito.
Emilio in the house, Boxing Playhouse. We out. We'll see you next week.
All
Love
right,
y'all.
you got it, my man.
I'm very surgical, physical when I'm lyrical. So bat it down with medical, something critical. It's gonna take a miracle. Bright lights for some spiritual, written down like biblical. I finally reached the pinnacle. Yeah. Welcome to the house. The one they talking about. Word of mouth.